Hello there.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us from. This is Mayegun Live.
Àṣírí ọ̀dẹ̀lú kì í kó níbẹ̀ o.
Again, dear Templars, I welcome you to another session or segment on Mayegun's Diary Political in the Temple of Truth. Read the caption of this broadcast, the description of this broadcast, like it, which is your offering, share it, that is to invite your friends and not so friendly friends. Tell everybody that cares and those that didn't care as well, right? That's Mayegun today. Thank you so much. Take your time again because we will be starting in another minute. And you need to get yourself in tune into what we will be talking about this evening. Again, if this is your first time on Mayegun's Diary Political, Templars, look around you. If you see anybody that says, this is my first time, second time, I think we should welcome them. Tell everybody, Mayegun today.
YouTube.
It's always a gist after gist. This platform is a platform that will continue to remind every one of us that care to listen, that pays attention, that Nigeria is irredeemable. As long as these rogues continue to be in charge, as long as these criminals are they are the one holding the lever of power, Nigeria is doomed. It is not a wish. It is a reality. If you're one of those who build things on their wishes does not change anything or fix anything. Action does. With the criminals in charge of Nigeria, not only that the generation that exists now are doomed, even the ones that is coming after you are also doomed. So if you don't kill this contraption, it will kill all of us. Thank you. So good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are just tuning in tonight. This is Mayegun, the General Overseer of the Temple of Truth worldwide. You are welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, the drama that took place in Abuja yesterday, it's part of what should continue to remind us, right? What it is like to have the rogues who have captured Nigeria and captured the institutions that could possibly save this contraption or not. The Nigeria judiciary, the Nigeria police, all these institutions are compromised, no doubt. However, it is always very good to remind a lot of us to stop blaspheming against God. Nigeria is a place where people have so much faith over nothing. A lot of things that people are praying to God for are absolute nonsense because you don't need to pray for good governance. You do not need to pray for a working system. All you have to do is to implement or enforce your own supposed laws. But how do you enforce it when those who are supposed to enforce your law are also criminals, compromised individuals, unpatriotic animals, those who will go after the normal citizens for flimsy reasons, but they will shield serious career criminals. I'm talking about criminals who have destroyed their lives and continue to destroy lives. Again, Nigeria is a place whereby people don't really hate crime. I have told you this before. Nigeria is a place where people doesn't really hate corruption. The only problem with people is that when people scream about corruption, when they scream about oppression, when they scream about all these vices, you might think all of them actually are against. No, they are not. Majority of Nigerians are screaming because they are not the ones benefiting from the rot. They are not the ones benefiting from the corruption. They are not the ones benefiting from the oppression. That is why the contraption called Nigeria is a place we called Turn by Turn Nigeria Limited. In fact, when you meet the oppressed, a typically oppressed Nigerian today, he has hope. And you know what hope is building? One day, the table will turn, and it too will be, it won't be at the receiving end. One day, God will change his situation. He will become the oppressor too. And then, because he is praying to become an oppressor too, he wouldn't want the oppression to stop. He wouldn't want the corruption to end. He wouldn't want none of this to actually stop per se. But within that space as well, we have those who genuinely want things to work. Unfortunately, these genuine ones are daily being forced to take the role or to take the path of defending their oppressors too, unfortunately. You know what is called the Stockholm Syndrome? Stockholm Syndrome is when the supposed oppressed begin to kind of love their oppressors. They blame themselves at some points. We have those that blame themselves and say, well, maybe it's our fault. In fact, I have seen Nigerians who have blamed themselves for the economic woes of the country. They couldn't blame the criminals. They said that, oh, Nigerians love imported goods. Nigerians love this and that. We're supposed to actually love our country. When those who are in charge of the country don't give a hoot about the contraption, they don't like the country, of course. You don't treat what you love like that. I've said that many times here. A few months ago, yes, Yaya Bello of Kogi, the white lion who has now become the black lizard that lives in the hole, in the past few months, it's been missing. Not that it's missing. It is because within a rotten system called Nigeria, there is a place of protection for people like him. If I say something they don't like, their DSS can track me within days. Oh, days can. Within hours, they will track me and find me. If I step my foot on that, unfortunate place, by the way, they will track me and find me, even if I'm living in a hole. But you see those criminals who have brought, total destruction to their people. They brought poverty. They brought destruction, like I said. These guys can live in hiding. In fact, they can be hiding in open space, and the entire system can pretend not to see them. Where they are kind of like they see them, there's also a protection for them from the supposed judiciary. Listen, usually, right? Institutions are those that saves country from tyranny, from state capture. But when you have a judiciary, when you have a policing system that is totally in bed with the unpatriotic animals parading themselves as your leaders. Take, for example, if you want to know those, the most fortunate and luckiest people, let me put it this way, the most fortunate and luckiest politicians in the whole world are Nigerian politicians. These guys get away with a lot. Unfortunately, they still kind of hate the country so much that they watch their people. I mean, Yaya Bello stole over 80 billion naira from Kogi. Kogi was supposed to be a very rich state, poorly managed, squandered, and the people totally battered, brutalized, mentally tortured. It has become, like I said, Stockholm Syndrome. It has become something that a lot of them possibly feels like, rather than fight their oppressors, they should pray for them. But if you confront them, you will be considered an enemy. People like me, people like myself are considered as enemies of Nigeria. I'm not an enemy of Nigeria, of course. I've not done anything wrong to that place, right? But you see those who have been oppressed for far too long, who have now become so used to their oppressors. They see people like me as troublemakers. To them, Nigeria is a peaceful place. People like us are the ones who are trying to cause problems. I mean, where do you get that from? Only from those who are suffering from the Stockholm syndrome. Somebody stole over 80 billion. That's what they found. This guy denied the Kogi people, Kogi children. He denied them education. The ones that are here and the ones yet unborn. But he was able to pay in advance 10 years tuition for his own child that is still in a primary school. They've paid for the secondary, university education. For a child that nobody knows is going to probably live that long, well, maybe he will. However, this is how cold-hearted they are. People are living from hand to mouth. For those who can live from hand to mouth, others are actually eating grass. And they are the same people that will tell you, you want to cause trouble, you want to cause problem. Yeah, 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 yeah. So, if you say something they don't like, they have a secret police. It is called the DSS, Dokwemu Stupid Service. Their job is not to protect the country. It is not to defend the country. It is to defend those who have captured the country. And then when you see the other thing that the enslaved Nigerians enjoy is to see their oppressors fight so that they can take sides, they can choose sides and see who is going to win and who is not going to win. While they are using their lives to play Ludo Kalu right before their very eyes, right? Yaya Bello stole over 80 billion naira and he enjoyed immunity. Surprisingly, immunity expired. But he did something to safeguard himself. He ensured that his own Stuji, Olodo of Kogi, to replace him as his own successor. His job was to ensure that even if they come for him and they need evidence of the loot or the looting of Kogi State, Olodo will back him. Olodo will defend him. Exactly what he's been doing. Baba, Yaya Bello handed over to Olodo a few months ago and he disappeared. EFCC declared him wanted. They wanted him to answer questions because they found some of the money he stole, where he put them and all that, right? In fact, the school he paid over $1 million to for his own child, a child that is yet to kind of finish kindergarten. They've paid in advance up to university level. The school said they will refund the money. Kogi children, majority of them are out of school children. I mean, poor, very, very poor. Their parents, wretched. But they do pray for their black lizard, I mean a white lion, who ended up living in a hole, right? So he was declared wanted since he won't honor the invitation of the anti-graft agency, EFCC. That one too is like, I mean, an attack dog, non-reliable. But at least they brought this to the public. Yaya Bello, the coward, he ran away. Well, he didn't run away. He abandoned his all his properties that he used the Kogi State money to build. I'm talking about a wretched guy. If you know the story of how this guy became governor of Kogi State, I'm talking about somebody who is not different from all these social media sellers, you know, all these political jobbers on social media. It was not different from them. But fortune smiled on him when the APC, I mean the ACN governorship candidate died suddenly when an election was already ongoing. So they had to stop the election. And Ashishe Bokwari, that is Aisha, used her influence somehow in their plot to ensure that Tifnumbu will not control Kogi. Faleke, who happened to be Tifnumbu's G2, one of his boys from Lagos, is originally from Kogi, but he's been there in Lagos, living off the Commonwealth, supposed Commonwealth of Lagosians. That's a story for another day, right? The guy is from Kogi State. He was running as a deputy governor to the guy that died. Now, they just transferred his votes to this guy, a total non-entity, a complete political jobber. He had nothing, and suddenly, his life changed like that. And boom, they managed to make him a governor. What did he do? He turned the Kogi State, Kogi State money to his own personal money. He enjoyed it for 8 years. He unleashed terror on that state. is the governor. They call him Governor Tatata. He actually killed to keep that seat for the second time. All of this just to rob the state for over 80 billion naira. Right. Then they found out that he stole 80 billion. Come and give account of this money you stole and all that. The coward ran away. Oh, he didn't run away again. He didn't run away. He disappeared in an open site. But before he did, he ensured that his own G, that Oludu, became their governor, rigged him, and then, so he started living in government house in Kogi. He's moving about in the convoy of the state governor, the Oludu guy, right? Since that one has immunity, the people that declared him wanted, they are of the federal government, Abi. Meanwhile, those who are guiding him, guiding the government house in Lokoja and Abuja, those who are driving him here and there, back and forth, they are mostly the police, DSS themselves. They see him every now and then. So everybody is looking for him while he's living in government house. Surprisingly, the guy just showed up yesterday. Before he showed up, he said he started praising Tifnumbu. The effort of Mr. Tifnumbu in fighting fighting corruption is now here to come and answer for all they have accused him of. Baba, everybody just laughed. Like, oh, una don't settle am, abi. Then he went to the EFCC office in Abuja. He actually made a video of himself in front of the EFCC office in Abuja. He was there for more than an hour. Guess who led him there? Olodu of Kogi is the literate fellow criminal who is now the one enjoying the immunity and sharing their immunity with him. So they went there with lawyers. EFCC saw him. They told him to go home. Go home. We are not looking for you anymore. He was not interrogated. He was not detained or arrested. This is like months that they said they've been looking for him. EFCC chairman who told you then that even if this is going to be the last thing he was going to do, he will make sure that Yaya Bello faces justice. But Yaya Bello was in front of EFCC office in Abuja. He was not arrested. And everybody just felt like shit. Then around 7 p.m. last night, breaking news. EFCC is trying to arrest Yaya Bello at Kogi State Governor's Lodge, Abuja. What are you doing? What does that even mean? It's part of the drama. So that's where we're going to start this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll start from yesterday afternoon and end it to what happened last night when EFCC started shooting gun because they wanted to arrest Yaya Bello. And of course, the supposed federal police, DSS, that are protecting the Olodo, the governor Olodo of Kogi, they resisted the arrest of Yaya Bello, the fugitive. Yeah. So that's where we're going to start this evening. So let's go to the Kogi. First, let's go to the EFCC office in the afternoon when Yaya Bello surfaced at the office. Is that not a mockery? It is a mockery of whatever Nigeria has become. Now, let's now fast forward to last night, yesterday evening, when suddenly EFCC just discovered that, oh yeah, we are looking for Yaya Bello. And this happened.
These police, they don't know say what they do here now, the crystal of it. No men, they know. They see their colleague, they even know what they do.
What a country, what a people, what a government. APC, Egbekegbe. So who are they deceiving? Who are they shooting at? Ladies and gentlemen, after that, the whole drama, Yaya Bello slept, sound, snored. Right now, they have declared him wanted again. Here is somebody who actually had one or two things to say about that, like, what a country, what a country, what a contraption.
Since EFCC first attempted to arrest him, it's been very dramatic. It's a drama, and the drama is just continuing. You know, you remember when his house was invaded and the incumbent governor, Ododo of Kogi State, allegedly smuggled him out. I'm using the word allegedly because it could not be confirmed.
Yes.
But after the ding-dong affairs, come today, come tomorrow, they've appeared in court like 2-3 times, and he didn't show. For him to have decided to go to EFCC, I'm sure there must have been a communication between the commission and himself. He could not just wake up and say, look, let me go to EFCC. So I believe that EFCC must have been aware that it was coming, and the visuals that were circulated showed that it was at EFC's car park. But whether he entered
with the same incumbent governor, Dodo?
Yeah, with the same incumbent governor. But what happened at EFCC remains a mystery.
So this has left more questions than answers. And of course, we're going to be staying on this to see how things unfold. Now, he says that he, eventually responded to EFCC's invitation based on consultation, wide consultations with his family, friends, associates, and what have you. Now, EFCC says Bello is not in its custody any longer. Bello was there, no doubt, at least based on the visuals and footage that we got. What do you think is really playing out? Is EFCC being smart by half? Forgive me for saying that. Is that what's going on? Maybe some deals have been reached, possibly that Bello will, give up some of the alleged.
Yeah, I think what has happened is that EFCC has not been quite tidy in its response on this issue. They've left so many questions on NAXA, and they have given room for speculations.
Right.
So you cannot blame anyone who now begin to speculate. Have they reached an accord? Was there an agreement? Some people even went as far as saying that maybe he has returned some of the money he was accused of stealing. So what is happening? AFCC issued a statement that said, no, he remained wanted, he's not in our custody, but they did not categorically say that he was not there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's...
So this warrant that they have, or the claim they still have on Yaya Bello, what exactly does it mean now, since he's been there and left? Does it still subsist? Because the EFCC says he remains wanted.
If we have to take their word for it, he remains wanted. But how can somebody who come to you remain wanted? Why was he not arrested? Somebody that you want to break door, you want to break everywhere to arrest, now come within your vicinity and you didn't think... And that is why many people believe that something is wrong somewhere. And I share that sense.
A lot is wrong. So to say, they are just, making a fool of Nigerians. Here is what I heard. Okay? At least our speculation is valid now. Okay? Here is what I heard. Olodo, who is now acting as the bodyguard for Yaya Bello, right, was said to have reached out to Gbajabiamule. And Gbajabiamule was said to have instructed Olodo to lead Yaya Bello to the EFCC. Okay? That he won't be arrested. What needs to be done is that he should go. All right? And then from that meeting, he is going to agree to have